Hello, and welcome to our event preview for SD HistCon North 2026. My name is Dan Bullock. I'm joined by Mike of Zilla Blitz and Candice from Kicking It Creative.
Yes.
So, along those lines, have
Yes.
either of you set up any games that you intend to host for SD Hist North?
I'm supposed to have, and I know what I'm planning to do, but no, not yet. So we can talk about that.
You haven't turned. Did you turn them in yet?
No, like Harold and Pratik asked me to do something, and I was like, yeah, I was like, I should have time because I'm basically doing Imperial Elegy 10 a.m. to like 6 p.m. on Saturday.
Oh, you're gonna do Imperial Elegy?
Yeah,
Is
and
there
I
enough
don't
time?
usually do big.
I don't think so.
I don't usually do big games at conventions, but this is a special occasion because my friend Hector, who like geeked out about it with me and has been geeking out about it, he lives in Minneapolis now and he's from LA, and he arranged it. And the VUCA simulation guys, a couple of them are going to be there playing too. So I was like, let's go, let's do it.
Yeah, I turned down a couple of those just because I said, okay, it's only 2 days, and I'm
Yeah.
not sure 8 hours is well. You actually we have more than that, right? It's 10 a.m. to 9 p.m., right?
Well,
Yeah,
we're
we have
all
11 hours.
experienced except one, but like we're not doing a teach, like we're just getting right in there. Experienced. Like I played
Right.
a single game that we didn't finish.
I
That's
see.
But
experience.
I'll prep. But yeah, so and then I'm doing I told Harold, I was like, I could do something Sunday afternoon, but I haven't really figured out how to, like, I've never plugged it in. So I need to like circle back with him, but I'm planning to do a teach and play of Coast Watchers.
Oh,
Okay.
fun. Yeah.
I was actually just listening to your interview with Volko on part of my drive back from LA today. Yeah, so that's kind of my crazy situation for this. Do not disturb. Where yeah, like I'm playing a big game because it's only Saturday and Sunday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's short.
Officially.
That's why I didn't want to play a full day one. I think if it's a 3-day one, I would have said yes to Imperial Elegy, but then I thought, oh, just one game for a whole
Yeah,
day.
I gotta play with Hector. Like it's just like we don't get the opportunity, and yeah.
It's the perfect opportunity to do it because it looks like such a brilliant game, and it looks like so much fun, and it would be that's the opportunity. That's the place to do it when you've got 11 hours to go through one game and play it. You know.
And when I was at PunchedCon in at the beginning of May, Adam Blinkensup, the GMT developer, he did development on Red Dust, and he has a new one in the ICS series coming out called Echo from Time, I think it's called. But he, like, there was buzz about Imperial Elegy. He ended up buying it from the vendor that was there, I think Second Chance Games. Him and a couple other guys like Joe Dewhurst, and they just like set it up, punched it, and played for like the whole afternoon, and they loved it too. Obviously they didn't finish, but yeah. So this is a rare thing for me, but I'm going to Consum World right after, so I'll have more gaming.
Will this be the longest game you've ever played?
No.
Okay.
No. I've played Twilight Imperium a lot, and I've played Where I Stand, and I've played Europa Universalis, and I played Successors, but our game ended prematurely because somebody won, auto won. So
That's actually the idea. Generally, like it's okay if they end early because somebody won.
I actually like when that happens, when it's a learning game. I played Falling Sky, the coin game, the Gaelic Revolt, and we had a situation. It was like BGG Con a couple years ago. We were all new to it. Most of us had some coin experience, but something happened like a couple turns in, and it was like playing with strangers and one person I knew. So I was like, I'm cool that this kind of wrapped up and we all got like a taste for it, you know?
Mhm.
I feel like finishing a learning game isn't really the objective.
Yeah.
I'd say more than half of my learning games disintegrate. We run out of time.
Yeah. Yeah. But you
halfway
get a
through,
feel
three-quarters
for
way
it.
through.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, okay, now we're ready to play next time. And
Yeah.
and it's still fun. Yeah. I enjoy learning them. So it's just as much, well, I'm gonna say just as much fun, but it's fun to play a learning game and not finish. That's still a satisfying experience.
Absolutely. Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
That's why
fair.
it's good to be home.
I implore everybody watching to just try to set up a quick pickup game of Imperial Elegy sometime during the con. Lay it out on the floor, even at your hotel. Just lay it out on the floor.
Bust it
Be
out.
comfortable. Then
Yeah.
if somebody looks at it a little too long, you make eyes with them, just tell them, come on in. The water's fine. Just let them.
Just a quick game. Yeah.
Quick pickup game. No big deal. You guys will be there. Maybe Patrick will play with you. You know, it's worth checking out.
Patrick is playing. Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna. Yeah, Vuka Sims is there.
Patrick
He said the same.
and
Yeah.
someone else, and Hector, my friend Matt Isger, me, and someone else. So we have a 6-person crew. We're gonna be ready to go. I'll have my coffee. And I'm excited because like I played, what did we get through? Like 3.5, 4 turns about maybe 2 months ago at this point. And I like right after I'm like, I want to play this again. I want to play this again. Yeah. And you know, some time has passed, but I'm definitely excited to play it with people who have invested or know the game well, even, you know. I think it's gonna be.
Yeah, Patrick probably knows the game pretty well.
Yeah. He better.
Yeah. And when I was at PunchCon, why am I'm forgetting his name right now. He's the guy who did graphic design for it, and he's done like a lot of GMT stuff. Lives in Scotland.
Donald Haggerty.
Right? Donald Haggerty. Yeah.
Yep.
He was there, and I think he was playing in that pickup game.
That's a good sign.
Yeah. That was wild. I don't know if I recommend doing it that way, but why not?
Yeah. Mike, what are you planning on hosting during the con?
So yeah, I'm hosting a couple things. I think both are new games coming out. One is a game called Armed Conflict. It's from a new company called Bachholm Games. That's a Finnish company, and it's just releasing this summer. It's coming out, so I have a prototype copy of it, and it's the easy way I would describe it. It's a little bit like Tactics 2 on steroids. So it's got a fictional landscape, but you can have up to 6 players. And there are a number of fictional cities on the map. The hexes are huge, so there's no stacking limits. You can have multiple units in there, pushing your armings all over the place. It's somewhat post World War II setting is probably the best way to simplify. You've got artillery, you've got armor, you've got infantry, relatively modest rule set. And I go way back to Blitzkrieg too. I mean, that type of fictional setting, there's something I just really find that exciting. And I haven't had a chance yet to play it with a larger group like this. So we're going to have a 4-player game of that setup. And that one I'm testing. I think that teaching on the first day. And then a second one is Politique, which is another prototype. This is the game that has over 400 custom cards in it. And it's another one of these. But any given game, you're only going to see probably in a 2 or 3 player game, you're going to see maybe a quarter of the cards will come into play. So that creates more of a sense of replayability than it is you have to memorize the card. You simply can't memorize the cards in this game, and you don't know which ones are going to come up. So there's no real advantage to. It's not like Twilight Struggle. Whoops, we lost Candice. But it's kind of like Twilight Struggle, and it's not like Twilight Struggle in that card where there's an advantage to knowing the deck. But it's set, again, a fictional landscape, like 2 to 6 players. You're trying to use politics and commerce and then economic and military might to take over the world and get world dominion. So that's more of a strategic level, operational level game. So I'm really looking forward to playing both of those too. These are games I want to play with a larger group too. So it's going to be fun to teach and play them. Yeah.
Who's putting out Politique?
It's I believe it might also be their first game. It's Black Yeti Games. Okay. And this guy's been working on it, I think he said 15 years. And it feels like it. Like the artwork on these cards are amazing. It's like each one's like a Kandinsky painting. It's just absolutely, and you read it in the name, and you talk about the actions. That, oh, this is really. And you're building a country. So you're
Cool.
starting these corporations, and the corporations have certain certain markets they can get into. You're trying to do corporate raids to take over other countries. You've got military on the map. You've got propaganda. You pick any one of 4 different political alliances and blend those two. So you can go capitalism, fascism. It's just and it's not that hard. It's relatively straightforward. So I'm really excited to try that one in a larger group too. So those are the 2 that I'm teaching and playing. And I'm playing in Baltic Empires, but I've not played that yet.
I played that at PunchCon.
Oh, did you like it?
Yes.
I've heard such good things about it.
I think I won. Yeah, I won.
Oh, that's why it's a great game. Yeah.
Yeah, like everything is kind of a blur right now because that was the first part. Like it's been a weird past month and a half, but
Yeah.
I definitely enjoyed it. And I think it does a good job of kind of capturing that like multiplayer war game feel, but like some like Euro elements with like some resources and stuff. But yeah, we enjoyed it quite a bit. And my victory,
any game you win is a great game, right?
Right, exactly. But like I think my victory was just kind of a learning game thing for all of us. Although I don't know if some of them had played before. So I'm gonna just say that I crushed them.
You just kick butt. Yeah.
That's good. No,
But it was
really
fun.
good. Excellent.
And the map is beautiful. It's
Yeah.
Gorgeous. Yeah.
Yeah. Dan, have you played it yet then?
I played it 3 times. I think
okay.
when it first
Whoa.
arrived, like I got it played pretty quickly, and then I signed up to host a game of it on Sunday before I had oversaturated and kind of gotten a lot of reps in. So now I'm waffling. I might end up pawning off that game. Like if enough people know it, I might just pawn it off on somebody else to free up my Sunday, so I can try some things that
Send
I
it
can
to
really
Mike.
experience at the con. Yeah, something
I've
like
not
that.
played it, so I can't.
Wait, but you're playing it Saturday, right? Or are you playing it Sunday?
Baltic Empires. I think it kicks off on Sunday.
Oh,
There's
you
a
might
lot of
be in
games.
Dan's
But I'm not
game.
teaching it. I haven't played it yet. I don't know the rules. I haven't
Okay.
opened the rule
You're
book
off
yet.
the hook then. You're off the hook.
Just lay it out on a hotel floor or somewhere in Union Depot, and someone will come by. Someone will help. There's plenty of
Players
folks
wanted. Yeah.
who probably worked on it somewhere nearby. Like you can probably get a little hands-on help.
Yeah. You just ask Mark Herman. He knows the answer to everything.
I
And if he
think
doesn't,
he doesn't, then just don't do it. I think I'm also supposed to play the like Mega John Company on Saturday night. Is that a thing?
that's a thing.
Okay. Okay. I might be getting involved with that.
There's both John Company standard game, and then there's John Company Mega
RPG.
game also. So
okay. Yeah, I don't know. There's something. Everything, all my plans right now at the time that we're recording this are kind of loose, but I'll be there. I'm bouncing around, playing some Imperial Elegy most of the day Saturday.
A little more Imperial. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's like half a conference plan right there. You're done really at that. You know? Yeah.
But like I said, I'm going to Concept World on Monday, and that'll be my first time going to that one. So I'll get some shorter games in there.
That's not how it's normally done, but I welcome you to it. That's a great twist on it. You know,
thank you.
Do your own thing. I think it'll be fun for you.
What are you getting involved with? Are you demoing or playing stuff besides hosting Baltic Empires, but then making Mike do it?
I'm gonna host a game, a session for Penitent. So I self-published a game about Quaker prison reform in the 19th century.
Oh, right.
Folks are reformers, and they design their own penitentiary according to like a schematic that's like kind of set up along one of 2 schools of reform, and then they go through an event deck of events and kind of show it that reflects like kind of how their prisoners, like their inmates, as well as the administration of the prison endures each era. So they go through about like 3 decades, like in game, like following the course of their prison and their prisoners. So that's a solitary game that I designed, and I had never really intended for it to be a multiplayer game because I felt a little icky about doing a game about prisons and incarceration that would be for a group of people, and it felt like it'd be a little less reflective. But I have no problem with being icky at a con, I guess, because I have come up with a version of the game that's going to be 2 teams of 4 are going to draw their penitentiary, their utopian penitentiary, according to the card displays or tableaus, where they're going to basically get to determine how they administrate their prison as well as how they want to draw it out. And then I'm going to have a divider between the 2 teams so they cannot see each other's prisons. And then their decks will be set with the exact same layout of events for the first round. So they'll have the same springboard, but then after that, we'll kind of track how each team sets up, administrates, and then goes through the deck. The way that event deck is set up, it's kind of interesting. So there's the game has double-sided event cards. So the idea is that the prerequisite for every event is already on one side, and then it graduates to a more devastating event once it's played. So a lot of and then if there's a event, let's say that it's a dud and it doesn't actually fire because a prison is not equipped for that. Like, let's say one of them is solitary confinement, but so there's not like a workhouse full of prisoners working in it. The event just flips to its other side automatically. So you never get dud events. It's just like a nicely layered thing. But because these 2 teams are going to be doing things a little differently, once they go through that first deck, the decks will still be shuffled. It's still going to get really weird. So they're going to see how their prisons diverge. And if they both last the full length of the game, because it is ultimately a solitaire game, so it's pretty tough to make it to the end, then we'll have a big reveal and we'll show off how these 2 prisons diverge. So it'll be an interesting multiplayer version of a game that isn't.
How do you lose the game? How does the game end prematurely then? Do the prisoners break out or riot, or is it with like
yeah, good question, Mike.
So like any good solitaire game, there's only one way to win and about 4 or 5 different ways to lose in humiliating fashion. So it tracks there's a track that has 2 serpents that are kind of intertwined. So the idea is that you've got funding that you're tracking on one of them, and then you've got your influence that's being tracked on the other. And the idea is that your funding can never overcome whatever your influence is. So as your influence goes down because you're hit with, say, maybe there's a plague inside of your prison, or maybe there was a prison riot because it's not very secure, then the idea is that as your influence lowers, it puts a cap on your funding. But if your funding lowers and it is unable to go below 0, then it will also lower your influence. So if the prison's influence ever bottoms out at the end of an era, when we check it, then the game just automatically ends.
Oh. So influence is kind of a marker like quality, reputation, all of those things kind of blended together.
And then there's like kind of a scoring mechanism. I shouldn't say scoring, but basically the idea is you can raise your influence at the end of the game, depending on how few prisoners. It's based on recidivism rate of your penitentiary. So the fewer folks that are stuck inside of your penitentiary over the course of the 3 eras, the better your prison influence can actually increase, like by some margin, depending on how often that happens.
Interesting.
And all the prisoners in penitentiary are marked on like this little board. So you track their statuses, whether they're sick, they learn trades, they're released, they die in prison.
So
and
you have individual prisoners.
Individual prisoners that get assigned to cells, and then you track them.
Do they have names?
Yeah. So you have that.
So how many are there in like your prison?
There's
like 500.
There's one. So there's 24 of them. And then there's Scrabble tiles that are associated with each one of them. So when you're drawing tiles out of a bag pull for an event, it can either be used to assign statuses to various prisoners, or you use the number on the tile for results instead of using die rolls. So it's just all kind of a bag pull. So it's a little wild.
So if someone gets sick, you pull a tile and it's like, oh, that's your tile. You have 24. So you have 1 per letter kind of thing.
Yeah. And then if a prisoner dies, then there is no queue, let's say. Once they pass or they go mad in prison, their result is lost. So it's now a die with fewer sides. And so it can complicate things in that way as well.
Right.
But yeah.
Fascinating.
We're going to try this weird thing that we've never done before. I'm going to do it one time before I run it at the event, just to make sure it's not a complete disaster. And even if it is, I'll probably still run anyway. So that'll be the plan.
Prisoners can break out too.
Yeah, it's possible.
Sorry,
It's
I'm just
modeled
fascinated.
after
Yeah,
Simpson,
it is.
Auburn,
neat.
Auburn State, and then Eastern State Penitentiary in Pennsylvania. So I had like 3 kind of model prisons from between 1810 and 1827 that I was kind of using for it. But people are just going to draw their own. So I don't know. Dan Thoreau just models his after a plasma rifle from Doom. So who knows? People just do what they're going to do. It's a drawing game too. So.
Yeah.
So those are the things that we're hosting at the event. I'm kind of curious. What are you all excited to attend? What games are you looking forward to play that you aren't hosting?
I have a couple. Go ahead, Candice. Why don't you?
Well, mine is easy because number one, I didn't realize we had started recording when we did, like that we were actually like going. But no, like the main thing I'm playing is Imperial LG, and I'm super excited about it. I got a chance to play Guerrilla Generation, one of the maps when I was at PunchCon, and I want to play more of that. So I'm sure that'll be there. But I apologize. I have not looked at all of the events and like officially signed up yet. If someone is playing World Order, I played that recently and enjoyed that as well. But my main thing is going to be Imperial LG and Coast Watchers. And I think my copy of Coast Watchers is arriving tomorrow or in the next 2 days. So I'm very excited to dig into that and figure out how it all works before I show up.
You're a good egg to look at that before you show up. I know so many people who sit there like a stuffed animal. Tell me everything.
Are you supposed to read the rules for the game before you do a teach and play? Is that expected for these things?
It's what I heard, but I don't know, you know. Right. What about you, Mike?
I've got, I think, 2. I think Grant from Pushing Cardboard and I are going to play Time of Crisis. And I think Liz Davidson and David Thompson are going to join us for that. I think there's one more space for that, which is going to be Sunday afternoon. I've played that once before, about 2 or 3 years ago. I really liked it, and I'm looking forward to playing that one again. And then on Saturday night, there's another group of people we're going to play. I'm not sure if it goes to 4 people or who's in it yet, but Fate of the Fellowship, the cooperative.
Yeah, it's great.
So yeah, I've only played that once on Board Game Arena, which was a really very different experience because it didn't work at all asynchronously on Board Game Arena. I mean, it worked, right? Okay. But okay, bear with me, right? So it's a game like where you're trying to. I didn't really read the rules for it either, so I'm not quite sure what we were doing. But I think we have like the ring, and we're supposed to like jump it in the volcano. Like, right? I think that's what we were trying to do. And so you start out with like Frodo and stuff, and they get and they're in the Shire. And then they move. And so in asynchronous, like you log in and you're supposed to be working together, right? But you log in and like I would do some things. Like I'd say, well, I'll move this guy up here and well, maybe I'll fight this. And then you log out and then you log in the next day and like 4 other people have done their stuff. And so you come back, it's like a completely different game. It's like, wait a second, what happened? I have no idea. Like Frodo was over there and now he's over here and all these evil things are all. So I didn't know it. So I'm really looking forward to bumbling my way through that. I will read the rules before I get there because it's going to be a group game. So I feel some responsibility for that too. So those are the 2 that I've got set up that I'll be playing. Well, and then Baltic Empires that we talked about that if Dan doesn't make me teach it. Yeah.
I better start reading the rules, Mike.
Right.
I hope the game like transforms yet a 3rd time for you for Fate of the Fellowship, like turns into a dexterity game where you're just chucking rings like like a lava bucket or something. I don't know. That could be kind of fun. No, very cool. I was looking forward to checking out a couple of these prototypes that just watching their development over the past like year and a half. Knights of King Lud is the game that Yoni Goldstein's bringing. The designer of Chicago 68. But the Luddite Rebellion, which is pretty timely and great. I think it's like a 3-player game. Always interested in checking out more 3-player games. It's good count.
It's a hard game to design for, I think.
Yeah, it's really difficult. And then also the games just naturally end up weird, which is kind of nice. Do you guys have like choice 3-player games? Like your go-to, I've got 3 people, I have to play this if I can?
It just kind of varies on like which 3 people I have because like I think like 3 Kingdoms Redux is like really, really a really awesome 3-player game, but it's like a little longer. And so sometimes there's a time constraint. I like Churchill. I've only played Brotherhood and Unity once.
Mhm.
Really like
That's the one I was thinking of. I really like that at 3.
Yeah.
Although we played a learning game and got halfway through to the point where, I really want to play this again. So I don't think I have a go-to 3-player game. That's
Land
an
and
interesting
Freedom?
question. I feel like I should. No?
So you
Land and
always
Freedom?
like have the right people, like the right number of people show up at your house? Like it's just always
Yeah.
exact?
Yeah, it's either 2 or 4 or
That's messed up.
That's it.
Five.
Evens only.
Evens only. Okay.
yeah.
I game with some dads. So some people don't show up, like it sometimes happens. And then you're playing
Yeah.
Maria, and that's great. Like,
Maria's
that's
that's a
fun.
banger.
Okay. Yeah.
Vijay Nagara, solid. Like a
Yes.
good Land and Freedom. 3 Kingdoms, great shout out. That's one that's kind of lost to time. I feel like that doesn't get its due, but great worker placement game. Yeah.
I feel like with a lot of 3-player games, what I see is one player starts to lose early, and then it just completely it changes it, right? That player gets crushed, or it depends on who the people, like how aggressively competitive people are too, and so it can be tricky design for 3.
I know Candice is aggressive because she counts the victory even after she's playing against noobs and rolls them. Right?
That you just said like the greatest game. It's like you said, it's like
I count it. I highlight it. I have a sticker board where the other one, Cross Bronx. Have you guys played that one yet?
I haven't played it yet. No.
Okay, I've played 2 partial games of it, so I really would like to play it and really get a better feel for it. But it's always kind of intriguing. But I'm so I want to play that one more.
Yeah,
I'm actually comforted by this conversation, right? Because I thought it was uniquely me that I feel like I have dozens of games that I've played to. Okay, now I really want to play this.
Yeah.
Because I got in, like we were talking before, like a learning game, and you get started with learning, like, I want to play, and then something else comes up, and that's where it ends. And so I thought that was just me that would feel guilty about that. But
you're not alone. You're in a safe space right now.
Yeah.
What about? Wait, did you guys play People Power?
Yeah.
Okay. I hear mixed thoughts on it, but I hear it's a good intro coin game.
Yeah, I liked it. It's a snappier volume than most. Pretty concise. I find that subject matter, like that topic, really fascinating. It was wild too because when I played it with the designer Ken T at Constant World Expo, and then right after that, I think we played Obsession, and he was significantly more competitive at Obsession than he was. And I understand it's a charming game. I like Obsession too.
Obsession is that would be a 3-player. I mean but that's one of those games. I think. I mean there is some competitive overlap, but if we play 3-player games, most of the time we're going into a Euro type of thing, where it would be like a Wingspan or an Obsession, where there's not too much cross-player competitiveness other than tallying the points up to see who wins, or maybe you reach a goal faster than somebody else. But a good 3-player war game is a different type of experience on a map or in fighting over territory. That's a whole different experience. So
yeah. I think you should play the 3 of us should play Brotherhood and Unity. Wait, I just got that, Dan. You're basically inviting us to play a game together, right?
We can
By asking that question.
That one I know how to play.
Sunday night. Sunday night is open for me.
Sunday night is open.
It might happen.
Though I think
I'm not leaving till Monday.
Candice is going to try to squeeze in last-minute games after playing something for 8 hours and then going to CSW of all places to then.
I've never been.
Play some light games at CSW. Try to get some pickup games of White Castle going.
I've never been to CSW.
Okay,
but
I haven't been either.
Any tips?
I've been to. This is the first year I'm not going since 2017.
So I'll just wear a name tag that says Dan Bullock.
You should, and you'll get ignored just like I do, or get the occasional. Hey, aren't you that guy who was on that Homo Ludens episode once? Love it. like Qua. No, so yeah, it's a very different type of convention because that tends more toward monster games and things like that.
Mm.
Whereas I think I'm excited about the SD Hist North because first we are entering the exotic climes of St. Paul, Minnesota, and all that the Twin Cities have to offer, which is great.
Never been.
I love coming into the backyard. I have family up in Twin Cities, so I'm there all the time. Yet I've never foisted Liz or Cole with my presence when I'm up there. I mind my own business. I leave them alone. I'm a very good guest to the city. So like it's just like a really awesome opportunity, I feel like, for folks who don't fly to some of these events on the coast to get to see these prototypes that I've been enjoying for the past like 3 years, as well as get to like meet Mark Herman, Volko, and some of the other folks who typically only appear on the coast, as well as like some great opportunity for some of the other kind of younger designers, more junior designers, to kind of meet some of the folks who are probably playtesting their games with First Minnesota and things like that. I think that's pretty badass. But yeah, it's just an awesome community up there, and
Well, I think
it's really great to connect it with the awesome communities that typically go to these cons but don't come to the middle of the country that much.
Yeah, I'm excited about it, and like that's kind of the sense that I felt when I went to Coventry, UK for PunchedCon. It's like I just love these like small war game and historical game conventions. There's a fun energy, and there's always someone there that can like kind of that has played something that you're just learning, and you're like, wait, how do I do this?
Yeah.
That's really all I've been to SD HistCons and Circle DCs, because I've only been back into board wargaming for 5 years now. So then I started with SD HistCon, and then so I only know these 200-person small where everybody knows everybody. It's like the Cheers bar. You just walk in, you see the same people all the time. You don't need name tags by the third day. You just know everybody that's there, and people are just talking. And half the fun is just walking around and talking to people about what they're doing and what they played, and they're fun and playing great games. And it's also, I think it's got a great blend of established games or published games, and then upcoming prototypes. That's and it's not too prototype heavy. It's just seems to balance itself so well, where you get a chance to play something that's coming out in 6 months or 4 months or a year or 2 months or something. So
yeah, I really love SD Hist and Circle, obviously. And I've been to Consum World Expo like 8 or 9 times, so clearly I there's something that's bringing there. But I think the difference is all these cons, to me, they're kind of like a sort of time travel. Like when I'm thinking about like the historical game hobby, and for me, the CSW, and I'm not trying to be crass about this. I just think CSW, it's an opportunity to kind of revisit maybe a little bit of a more the gloried past of like kind of wargaming and kind of wargaming history, seeing people playing and revisiting old titles that normally you wouldn't see played elsewhere, which I think is pretty great. And it's also cool that folks can be online friends, play something over Vassal, and they're say, to hell with it. Let's just play this face to face in July in Tempe, Arizona, because we're hard to kill. Let's just do this, right? That's what we throw down there. So that's the past. And I think of the visit to Circle DC and SD Hist as a visit to the future of the hobby, just because that's where the designers are. That's your opportunity to see the next stuff that's coming out in the pipeline for GMT, and also the designers who are pitching future games. And I think there's a place in the hobby for both, but obviously I'm like, a designer who's trying to run a freaking podcast. So of course I'm like very much checking out what's around the corner. I want to see the future things. But I mean, all of our game tastes are a pretty good blend of what's behind and what's ahead, like trying to get to play everything. And anytime, like when Candice, you asked me, like, have you played this? Or Mike's asking, have you played that? I'm thinking to myself, it's like, well, I played a version of it, but I don't know how far that is from what they put in the box. Like 6 months ago, that might not be related at all. So
that was my experience.
And yet I think there's a good There's a lot of there's a good hex encounter presence, I think, at both of them too. Like you'll see,
Yeah.
I mean, certainly not very often. I'll see a game in a hex encounter war game from 10 years ago. That would be unusual, probably at either conference. But it's got a good blend, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw some stuff, like some titles, like Blind Swords is on there, some of the Black Swan stuff. There's definitely going to be some hex encounter here,
Classics.
and more people will have it under their arm, walking around, trying to make eyes with people, trying to pick up game in.
We'll play.
God bless them. That's great. Are either of you attending the Fort Snelling tour, or like any of the stuff around St. Paul on Friday before the networking event?
I don't think so, because I don't get until like the early evening.
Yeah, we have a Patreon group, and so that we're getting together the day before for a small group, about a dozen people that are going to be there and play some games the day before. So
Cool.
Very
it's gonna be
cool.
looking for. Yeah, because I really like a 3-day conference, and so
Yeah.
how
Me
can
too.
we make this one day longer.
Yeah.
I'm showing up on Thursday, but it was mostly so I could work, support the SD folks, and see what kind of help. Just be an extra pair of hands and things like that. But no, that's really cool. But yeah, there's going to be some pre-convention tours and things like that available. Folks will be able to look that stuff up on the Discord channel, as well as I think there's some details on the front page on Tabletop Events as well. Here's a
I will be
question.
at the event on Friday night, though. That's going to be fun.
Oh, the Friday night is going to be the
Meet and greet,
little
right?
mixer in the
Yeah,
evening.
yeah.
I think it's like running from 7 to 10.
Right.
I'm
Where
not.
is that?
Where is that? That's a great question, because I'm not on Discord right now.
Somewhere close to the main con. It's in St. Paul someplace.
Okay.
Yeah, let me see if I can find it.
I'll race you.
So it's not on the Tabletop Events. I'm
At a
guessing.
brewery.
Of course. I like for
Awkward.
most
Maybe
things
we
to
weren't
happen in the
invited.
brewery. What a way to find out, right? Like, just
Yeah.
not me so much.
Some exclusive thread on the Discord.
Yeah.
That 197 people are in, and the 3 of us have been banned from.
Well, I am stoked to be living in San Diego now as of last week. And I'm, already Matt and I went over to Harold's and had dinner with him, Edgar, and Pratik. And I'm like, all right, now there's no excuse for me not to play these games. I'm going to call these guys over, be like, hey, come play Washington's War with me. I got this game in Shrink. Come through. I'm going to get them to play with me.
And
then I'm going to crush Harold in Liberty or Death.
And then it will be your favorite game.
And then it'll be your favorite, and he will disown it.
That'll be
He'll
my
be like, I
favorite.
didn't design that. That's not mine.
What were you going to say, Mike?
No, that was it. I was done.
Oh, okay.
We have the author. I mean, just random story, not connected to anything. But we have my wife will play a game until she loses at it. And so if we like a game, we all think when we're playing a family game, we all just look at each other and say, okay, we want to play this again. So let's just throw it.
This is the same with Matt. Like every game that he wins, he's like, yeah, let's play that. The other ones, like, so I always thank everybody. I'm like, thanks for helping that little victory to keep us playing, keep this family wholesome.
Right.
The victory bias. What are you going to do?
It's the lens through which a lot of people view games, which makes playtesting interesting, I gotta say. And why I try not to play those games with the testers if it can be avoided. I looked it up. It's Metronome Brewery is the space.
I like the title.
Yeah, it's on 289 5th Street East. All the details are going to be in the Discord server.
If you get the invite.
If you've got that invite, the select group of all of the registrants. Those are the folks that have it.
Hey, it's hard to get a ticket to this.
Yeah, it sounds like it, doesn't it? It's very select crowd. But yeah, so
the tickets sold out so fast.
Always.
The tickets sold out so fast.
Oh yeah,
it was like 24, 48 hours or something like that. They were gone.
Yeah. I think my suspicion is that Jeff Dreher wanted to limit the tickets because he's a local and he was going to have people fight over the last 4 or something. Like it's going to be like a Beyond Thunderdome type of situation with like bungee cords and chainsaws. But I don't know. I've never actually been
Part of
to
the
that
Friday
place.
night
If I was
mixer,
worried
right?
I'd be forced to fight with bungee cords and chainsaws.
It's the
I mean,
it's the
every
signature event
SD
of it.
HistCon sells out, right? Like all the in-person ones seem to sell out pretty fast.
Yeah.
Because they have like walls and chairs and tables, so they're like confined to physical space. But you know, those
Not
those
everybody
virtual
needs
ones,
that. You could take Imperial Elegy and a blanket and just sit on the floor and
Set it
start
up on the
playing.
fly.
Yeah.
a blanket. I mean, if I had a blanket
Who
right
has
now,
a
you'd think this is
blanket?
a Callendale video. Like, it's just...
I know people that have.
Just
Yeah,
I know
huddled
people
over
that played it
talking
on an
about
airplane
Imperial Elegy
tray,
without
so
having
it's
to
all
plug
good.
it or shown any components. It'd be fun. It's a new direction for my channel. That would be great. I wanted to ask you both for this con specifically, but just cons in general that you attend. I know Candice goes to a lot of events. Mike is fairly conservative with his event attending schedule, manageable, we'll say. I'm just kind of curious, how after a day of gaming, intense or otherwise, how do you like to wind down, like at the end of that con day? Like, do you go just eat a late meal and then just sleep and then wake at dawn the next day and push through a bunch of games? Do you go to like local places for like a cocktail or something? Like, is there like a specific thing that you normally do when you're at cons?
I'll let
Yes.
Candice go first.
I usually get excited about 1 or 2 of the games that I've played during the day, and I obsessively watch videos all night. And I mean, like, I'm like, I need to know more about that. This was so cool. Like, it's hard to kind of like turn off, like when you're all excited. But maybe the start of the ritual is like playing some like trick takers and stuff like that towards the end of the night until people are ready to go to bed. But I think like if I was like going back to my hotel room and I'm like, I'm done, I'm watching YouTube videos for another hour or so. So if you start seeing your view counts go up, Mike, it's me.
She's just trying to make him turn over. Yeah.
Right. Wow, the retention on that one's really good.
Yeah, that was trending well. Yeah.
I feel like for me, I mean, I've only been to 3-day cons. I suppose if it were like Consim World, that's like a full week, I'd probably have to adjust. But I feel like for me, it's hard to contain the excitement, if you would. Like there's a certain amount of adrenaline to just, you know, so maybe this is, I'm curious about this. This is all connected here too, I think. But so I was talking to someone, I had a conversation a while ago, and says like, how much do you know about like the personal lives of the people that you game with? Like, what do you talk about while you're playing a game? And my answer is, when I'm playing games with war games, with a war gamer, we're usually talking about war games. And I think the reason is that there's nobody else on the planet that will actually talk about these games with us. You know, so it's such a small group that when we get together and play games, we're talking about the game we're playing, and we're talking about the 100 other games that we could be playing.
Yeah.
And it's those conversations. And so usually in the evenings, then I'd be like, well, let's go grab a bite to eat. And then you just end up talking. And like I went to Circle DC and I shared a room with Nate from Legendary Tactics, right? So just because Washington DC hotels are fairly pricey, so I said, hey, let's just split a hotel room. You know, we probably talked to like 2:30 in the morning on each of those nights. And you can't stop. It's just like this. I get a chance to talk about these games. Someone wants to talk to me about these games, you know. And so my crash comes at the end. You know, after the 3 days where I come back and I realize, wow, I am so exhausted, and then sleep for something like 16 hours or so. So that's probably just a really good example of how to poorly manage your time at one of these conferences. But,
and don't tell Meeple Lady, because we're sharing a hotel in Minneapolis, and I am known to be holding conversations way into the night. I'm a chatter
like that. It's like we have to stop, and then we're still talking. Like
I know
later, you know,
it always happens.
Attended many cons with my friend, and I will tell you that she's also pretty much a night owl. tends to
Okay.
like go pretty light. So I
So
think
there
it'll
we
be
go.
good.
Not sleeping till Monday
Probably
on the flight
not.
to Arizona.
Yeah.
I will say, so she and I also like we like a well-crafted cocktail. So nice
Oh.
way for us to kind of finish off an evening of gaming, like a whole day of gaming, is to like go out in the evening and trying to find like the right cocktail joint. So I think for us, probably be looking at a tiki place, like so maybe Vern's Tiki Bar in Minneapolis, or King Coil in St. Paul might be nice if we want to stay a little bit closer to town,
Cool.
stick closer to the depot. But those are kind of the things. And then we talk about gaming until they kick us out, which usually I would think in Twin Cities kind of early, right? It's a little bit like 12-ish, something like that.
Yeah, Midwest it tends to be pretty Midwestern in that regard. So it ends earlier than probably the Eastern Seaboard for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
That sounds
The other
good.
thing I've done at cons too, though, is kind of talking about Candice, like watching videos. Like if I've got to if I'm teaching a game the next day
Prep.
and I'm not 100% confident, I will literally set it up on the hotel bed and just move pieces around, read the rules. So I've got the whole thing set up to make sure that I can teach it the next day. And that
Now, hopefully you
sometimes
have
it
a
happens.
queen for Baltic Empires then, Mike.
I'm not.
And
Yeah, I guess, right. I'm not teaching that.
and if he doesn't, Candace, he's just gonna hide underneath one of the tables and then emerge after the doors lock behind it. He'll turn on all the lights in the morning and he'll just be there. All set. It's time to read through all the cards, look at all the player boards, and suss out
Yeah.
which is the best. Yeah, no, that's great.
Yeah.
Very cool. I did have a final question. I think, one of the things I was going to say is like, Mike, you being somewhat local, pretty close, right? What would you recommend to kind of sort of newcomers that are going to be attending the event? Things that they might want to check out either outside of the con, before, or after, if they happen to be, say, leaving on Monday, arriving early on Friday,
What's the
and they
best
don't want to
food?
play games with you.
Well, if you like museums, Minneapolis Institute of Art is good. Walker Art Museum is really good for modern art. Those two are really good. I would recommend those. Those are well worth visiting. I think at any urban level in the U.S. But I also think that one of the things that led me to moving to the Twin Cities was the lake and the river trails and the climbing around there. So it's one of the things I think is special about the Twin Cities is it's such a livable city. So there are miles and miles of parks and trails around. So renting a bike or just walking around some of like the Twin Cities lakes over in Minneapolis or up and down along the river. There's always people, especially in the summertime, there are people out all the time, 24 hours, well, maybe not 24 hours a day, and so just take a couple hours and do that. You could rent a canoe over by one of the city lakes and do that too. So just get outside. I mean, we have cold winters, so we're inside all winter. So, being outside just in that weather is such a fun thing. It's green and you're right near the city. So it's fun.
Do I need bug spray? Is this
Probably
the
not
kind of
in the-
place where I'm going to get a bunch of mosquito bites?
During the day, generally not. In the evenings, as it starts to get dark, probably. But it's going to be light very late because we're up here. Like it's 10 o'clock. You can still see the sun going down now. I mean, this is what the solstice was a couple days ago as we're making this, right? So we have long day. It's up at 5 and it's down at 10. So you'll have tons of sunlight, which is another reason to, get outside at the end of the day or so. Yeah.
Cool.
Totally gorgeous up there. That's a great recommendation. Another recommendation, Candace, if you wear a beekeeper's outfit the entire time, can't get bit by bugs, and people who didn't appropriately distance, now they suddenly have a little bit of extra buffer.
Okay, there's a good tip. Okay.
I can't think of anything
I'll be
more
the one
fun
in the
than playing
beekeeper
Imperial
outfit.
Algae for 8 hours in the beekeeper's costume.
Hey, don't tempt me. Don't tempt me. Cool. Well, I'm looking forward to it.
Excellent. I can't wait to see you all there. And
Yes.
I hope that folks who are watching this now may have gotten one or two other ideas, or will pretend that they signed up for a game that one of you were in that they didn't actually sign up for, just to scam their way in. Perhaps Baltic Empires and something along those lines. Or help one of us refresh refresh the rules with one of the games that we claim to be hosting, but haven't quite cracked that book yet. So that'll also be very helpful.